In connection with the upcoming Shloshim of Rabbi Yisrael, I'd like to share 3 anecdotes. The first is that when we were in Shir Dalid, there was a chavrusa that would learn in 770 at night, quite late. One night, Rabbi Yisrael came into 770. It was about 10:30, and one of the Talmidim, one of the members of the chavrusa, ran over to Rabbi Yisrael to ask him a question. They were in the middle of discussing something. So Rabbi Yisrael says, "What are you doing in 770 at this hour?" So he says, "I have a chavrusa." So he says, "What are you learning?" He says, "We're learning chulin." He says, "Which daf?" So he told him the daf. Rabbi Yisrael began immediately saying the words milah b'milah, saying the Gemara, the Mishnah, and so on. The second is that we were once standing around this table, and we were talking about hachlotes, a project, and one of the bachurim was discouraging, was speaking down about this idea that was being discussed around the table. So one of the bachurim referred to the other as Amalek. He says, "You're an Amalek." So Rabbi Yisrael said, "Amalek is only when you leave Mitzrayim. In Mitzrayim, there's no Amalek." The third nekuda is that we were in Shir Dalet, Tafshin Nun Gimel. During that time, the Rebbe was after Chav Zayin Adon on Beis, and the Rebbe was coming out on the porch at various times, and we never knew when, and there was the alarm. At that time, the Zal was on Troy Avenue between Montgomery and Empire Boulevard at Rheinis, in the Rheinis Shul, which is quite far from 770. The alarm would ring, and Bachurim would bat out of the Zal and run up Troy and Albany and Kingston, running and to make it. And sometimes we missed it because the Rebbe came out just for a moment, and other times we were there for a few minutes and even for a tefillah. In general, the Bachurim would run. Jungalite weren't running, and of course not elderly people, middle-aged people, and so on. Rabbi Yisrael was always makpid to go and be there and run and catch a ride, and it was a whole thing for him to make sure to be there. So one of the Bachurim once asked him, "Rabbi Yisrael, what do you run for? There's no sicher, there's no maimer. You go a few minutes. Why are you making such an issue to run and make sure to be there?" So Rabbi Yisrael responded, "As heint, das is hiskashrus gluya. Today, that's the revealed hiskashrus that we have. Our connection to the Rebbe that we don't, that's deeper than what we understand, that is always beyond us. But hiskashrus gluya, that's what we have today. So of course he has to be there."